welcome. Come on in. I'm glad you were able to make it on time today. Fun fact. That's the wrong thing. I'm trying to open my background music. Fun fact. Every time I stream, I get an email from Twitch telling me stats about the stream, like how many people were in chat, like maximum number of viewers, etc. And one of the things that it keeps track of is most used emote. And it's basically useless information to me, even though fun, because basically 100% of the time the most used emote is me dancing, because you guys like to do that whenever the starting soon screen is up, obviously. So it really tickles me. Seeing it show up every time. You're gonna have to try harder than that. If I take a break, you're gonna have to start flooding oh-ho-hos. Stream just started. Twitch. You got 2 viewers. Twins. No shit. Yeah, I don't know how many viewers I ever have at any given moment. I turned that shit off. Because nothing will fully, like, just take you out. Quite like seeing your numbers plummet. Well, today we're drawing a Fire Red team. Remember, we played through Fire Red. We definitely beat the game. We became champion. We totally didn't just give up and get mad because Bruno beat us. So we gotta draw our team. So that's what we're doing. We'll probably add a couple of extras. You know, because, like, we had our team, our 6, but there were a couple of other quite notable members that were, I feel like, deserve to get included in as well. Absolutely pummeled them. What you talking about? Twins living like Larry, turning off notifications. So we're gonna start with our Charizard. Also, I think for this one it'd be fun if we... Hang on, let me turn down my music in my ears so I don't need to yell at you guys. I think it'd be fun if we kind of put it in a fun composition. You know, I don't want to just like line them up. You know, I think I want to do something fun with our format today. So let's rock and roll, buckaroo. How is everything? Going alright. Hello, welcome, Mapafu. Wow, look at everyone showing up. Excalibur, I implore you to check out the VOD for our field trip, because that's when I debuted the Terry Bogard flavored outfit that you had requested. So, there you go. Yep, Charizard is Vincent, which means he's named after my Vincent. So he'll be taking some inspiration from my boy, my little cat boy, but while still also, like, having him be his own character, in a way. I've vaguely kind of thought about some of these. Hang on, the head's too big. I've got some kind of ideas for some of these, so we'll see how this goes. I missed it. Did I hear about Pokopia? It's got, like, DLC coming, yeah? That's what I hear. It's not something I'm, like, I've got too many opinions about, because I still haven't played it. I do want to. That was the initial plan, was for this week to draw, sorry, to play Pokopia, to start at least. But then my stupid manager, he's a nice guy, but he scheduled me for one more day than usual, and so I suddenly feel like and also Allison's schedule was weird, and so I was like, I'll just do it next week. I actually don't want these legs like this, because this arm is going to be up. And I don't want all the bent body parts to be on one side. It's just a little goofy. At least not that extreme. Oh, when I'm on the same layer as the Charizard. Aw, I'm a failure. Plant Doug appears. Let me find him. There he is. Here, we'll scoot the jar down so he can hang out within the subscriptions and such. There you go, Doug. He's like a Pokemon. He is like a Pokemon. Incredibly Pokemon adjacent. Or do I? Do I want that? Yeah, I want this. Yeah, actually, yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm figuring out composition. I'd like to finish this today. I don't want this to be another goddamn 3-month-long art adventure. No, yeah, that's goofy. That looks like a weird dance. Which could be what you're going for, but for us, we're gonna go... I think we're just a little extreme in the torso right now. See, this is what happens. This is what happens, Soph, when you decide, I want to do a fun composition and not just draw a character standing in a line. There's his knee. There we go. But yeah, I don't want this to be another picture that takes us like a full month and a half to do, you know? Okay, great. Let's move you down so I can see you. Okay, awesome, cool. Hi, I just got finished watching one of your VODs and now you're streaming. Wowee! I hope it was fun. I feel like, personally, VODs are boring. I don't like watching VODs, so I respect the hell out of my VOD warriors out there. Like, cause you're finishing up your Teto design, Hut Butt the GOAT. First of all, I've made an Instagram account. I've got so much art, and very suddenly, I was like, I want to post this. I want to be able to draw things and post it. I feel kind of weird posting just random pictures on Pixiv. I like Pixiv being a place for my comics. And without me announcing it at all, or anything, Hut found me. Hut found me and followed me. So already correct. And also working on Summer Teto. Hell yeah, I'm excited. I'm honestly, to be open with you guys, a little bit nervous about Summer Teto because I still don't have as many submissions as I did last year. I had 14 submissions last year, and I don't have that many yet. And of course, we still got like a month to go. You know, we're not at the end yet, but I'm like high-key worried that just fewer people are going to participate, and that would really bum me out. Yeah, I worked so hard making this thing for you guys, so... And it's so fun, you know, it's such a fun thing for us all to get to do. And so I'm like, golly, I really hope, people care. I want to try to kind of think outside the box with Charizard, because I feel like there's an incredibly Route 1 way to do Charizard, and I want to just be a little bit creative. Like watching art VODs while I'm drawing, it makes the process go by faster, lol. That is true. Art VODs are pretty cool. And you can't just like, I don't know, I feel like they're almost more engaging than speed paints. I like speed paints, but I think, like, just watching someone draw in real time, there's just something nice about that. That's a good background noise for when I'm gaming. Fascinating. I usually if I'm playing a video game, I like being invested. I like playing with like headphones in. I don't like listening to other stuff unless it's like I'm just running around, you know, collecting items, you know, doing some like grinding or farming. Then I could listen to music. Just yeah, can't watch the just chatting ones. Totally valid. They get the fewest views, and I 100% understand why. Like those ones are definitely they at their best when you're alive. That's a tough one to be really interested in as a bod. Speaking of Charizard, do you think he deserved to have 2 megas? No. No, that was weird, wasn't it? Been trying to rack my brain for Summer Tento, but the decision paralysis. Here's what you gotta do. Just draw every decision you have, and then choose whichever one is best. Like, have 4 Tentos. True, but the participants we do have are real bangers. Definitely not biased. You're all real bangers. That's the big thing. I think is that I like all you guys' art. So yeah. Don't be afraid to participate. But yeah, it was weird that Charizard got 2 megas, wasn't it? It did feel weird. It felt goofy. If all of them, like if all 3 of the Kanto starters got 2 megas, I think it would have been almost even more clunky. But it'd be like, okay, you know, the starters are just special. But especially since no one even likes Mega Charizard Y. Everyone likes the black and blue one because it is objectively visually cooler, and like it's like competitive wise it's better. And so it's like, why'd you just also give Charizard an extra shitty one? You think he's Pokemon's cash cow besides Pikachu? I don't even think so. I think, I mean, maybe. I guess Charizard does have, it's like Ash's second main. Cough a little more glancing at Doug. Did somebody, okay, we're banishing Plant Doug. I was gonna say, did somebody redeem Human Doug appearing? Because I'm always willing to, you're gone. Oh, always willing to do those. I just wish I had like a sound effect to go with them. I need to focus on doing a little bit of art right now. I need to get a Charizard hair happening. There we go. Random question. Human Doug does appear. Random question. What Pokemon team that you used in the real world? I don't understand the question. I'm willing to answer the question, I don't. Are you Doug? There you are. Why are you over there? And why are you in front of me? let me smooch Doug to the, like, back a couple of layers. Boink. There we go. There he is. Like, if you mean, like, I don't know, teams, like, I have actually used, like, in my playthroughs, I've played so much Pokemon, we would have to narrow it down a little bit. In Fire Red, well, I was playing Fire Red, and then I started playing on stream, and then I only wanted to play on stream. The only Pokemon I remember from my personal Fire Red team was Growlithe. I was so excited, I'm like, I finally get to use a Growlithe, an Arcanine, and then I basically abandoned that playthrough so I could play on stream with you guys. I meant what type of Pokemon that you would realistically have. Type. type would realistically be probably fighting dark or poison. I do believe. I find the Z Megas more confusing. I guess Lucario and Garchomp are cash cows, but like, why? I think they're really, really fun. Honestly, I was disappointed that there weren't more Z Megas. I saw the Absol Z Mega, and I was so enamored with it. I thought it was so fun that I had planned on like drawing human versions of all the Megas. And I was struck by how much I really liked this. And then it was like there's only like 2 actually, and it really killed that motivation. So I thought they were a lot of fun. So yeah, I was disappointed that we didn't get more. And that was the thing. I think that's the thing that I like so much about the concept of Z Megas is that duality of it. Like there's suddenly like options for it. It's like, oh, do you want your Dark Angel Absol or your Light Angel Absol, you know? Do you want your blue Lucario or your yellow Lucario? So yeah, it was just kind of a bummer that there just didn't end up being even more of them, I say. You can ask what realistic Pokemon team would have. Like, no legendaries, mythicals, like 2 cat Pokemon that represent Vincent and Pippin. I mean, yeah, but then that's boring, isn't it? You know, because then we all end up with teams of Meows and Glameows, you know? Maybe, some of the dogs, you know? Yellow Lucario or Hatsune Miku. In the real world, I'd probably own a Goomy. I've owned multiple snails and probably a Flabébé. Yeah, I guess a Linoon. I would have. There's no ferret Pokemon, but I had ferrets growing up. So that's my unique, interesting pet that gets to play. Me, I'd like to finish this picture today. Also me, making just the world's slowest progress. This cape is too big. Okay, there we go. I'm a sucker for a big-ass cape, but you gotta know when to rein it in a little bit sometimes. There we go. That's some good composition. I'm gonna hide that layer. I'll grab a Charizard again at some point. Let's draw the next Pokemon. Tube cats? I mean, they're weasels. Furret exists. Yeah, but Furret is just before Linoon. What was the next Pokemon on my team? Let's grab Jolteon. Good old Mike the Jolteon. Cool. This is another one I'd like to try to think outside the box. I want to be creative. Because I think everyone jumps to blonde character, yellow jacket with like a furry kind of like how we have here with Charizard. And I wanna try to do something just a little bit different. Just want to be interesting, you know? Mikeon. Do you think Pokemon would be scary if they were real? Animals can be scary, and they are real. You know, like, some of them, yes. Obviously, a gigantic centipede is gonna be scary. Others, not so much. These legs are awfully long. The further and further I get into this art style of, like, drawn for, like, Grim Magic and such, the longer and longer my character's legs get. Eventually I'm going to be drawing my girls and they're going to be like, I'm a magical girl! She's got her arms. And then she's got, like, her legs. Just gotta learn to temper that shit a little bit. There's, you know, there's some good stylization can be fun. But also, if you get to a point where it's a little too much, then it can become a little too much. Do you think we're ever gonna get any new types in Gen 10? Like a sound or light type? I don't really think so. I know people are really into the idea of a sound type. But I think, as it is, like, there's no gameplay reason for it. Fairy was added because, to balance, dragons. Dragon types were too strong, other types were too weak. Fairy was introduced to mitigate that. And admittedly, you could say that fairy types are now too strong. But, I don't think it's something we can expect in Generation 10 necessarily. I wouldn't be, like, disappointed, but I'm not going in expecting it. I still gotta actually make a video talking about things I like, want to see in... Yeah, Dragon was, yes, Dragon was weak to Ice, but Ice is, like, a shitty type. Like, it just wasn't very useful for doing what it was supposed to do. So yeah. And they've, you know, they always try to balance the games. Generation 9 actually changed how Hail works, to make it even better for ice types. So they've become a little bit more usable as well. Hang on, Mike's head is a little bit gigantic. I wanna rein that in a little bit. Doop, boop, boop. There we go. Okay, good. So yeah, to spoil my idea here, what you're looking at, by the way, I'm thinking white hair. To really, like, fuck up what we're doing. So, there we go. That also means when I draw this hair and it's weird, that's gonna be why. It's because I'm not emulating the ears in the hair. Big cute eyes. Honestly, I'd rather a type rebalance than new types. Fairy really doesn't need to resist bug. Does it? Yeah, it really doesn't. And yeah, that seems plausible. That seems like something that feels a little bit more likely, I think. But I don't know. I've been drawing a lot, and I'm, you know, Twiins. Twiins is always drawing. But, what kind of personality do you think Mike had? Just to interrupt my train of thought there for a second. Do you think he was kind of a happier character? I feel like Mike was, I think Mike was pretty chill. I think we can give Mike a little smile. He's a little bit of a jokester, I think. Alright. Anyway, I've been drawing a lot, and the reason why I bring that up is because, as always, I'm trying to grow, trying to learn. Bigger, better, faster, more, as my ceramics teacher used to say. This hair is gonna be crazy. This is a hair like I never fucking draw. So be aware if it takes me a second to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Does he just look like Riku from Kingdom Hearts? Maybe a little bit. Luckily, I don't play Kingdom Hearts, so hard for me to care too much. Nice. It's a Jolteon. The way you said it made it sound like Mike died. Speaking of bug, did you know that in Red and Blue, Poison and Bug were actually super effective against each other? I didn't. Fascinating. It's because Bug's pretty useless. And there's not too many of them, so it's just... And then the one you're going to be using is Butterfree, and it's Psychic, so it's already, like, weak to Poison anyway. So, yeah, no. Did not know. Wayne-esque. A brother couldn't use electric moves, but he brought the vibe. What was Mike's nature? Couldn't remember. Could not tell you. I never pay too much attention to natures. Hang on, I think I want a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, sorry, I was thinking. Always thinking. Thinking about silhouettes. How do you get its weird tail fluff? And my first thought was jacket, but I feel like that would look goofy, because, you know, he's a speed guy. Fast boy. And that would be like wind resistance. And so I was thinking about how else I could do that. I got an idea. Okay. But yeah, I've been drawing a lot. And it's why like I mentioned earlier, I joined Pixiv. No, well, I've already got Pixiv. It's why I joined Instagram, so I could just keep, like, just, you know, post pictures that I draw. But I've been drawing, having fun, and it's this kind of duality where I'm, like, happy with where my art is developing. You know, I'm making decisions that I don't normally do, and I'm like, cool, that's different, and I think it's fun and it's nice. But then also I'm like, you know, I worry about losing what makes my art unique. And it's that duality of, like, I've never been one to care too much about a style. Like, oh, my style kind of thing. But I don't want my art to be generic, you know? So I don't know. It's just something I've, been pondering. No, I know what I'm doing. Nice. Nice. Alright, cool. So yeah, I don't know. I've given myself the challenge of, like, I want to try to draw something every day for, like, a month. And that's not, like, a hard set challenge. Like, it's not like I was, like, you know. It's not something I'm making a video about or anything. But yeah, just something I worry about. The duality of want to improve, but also I don't want my art to become generic looking. Careful, Twiins is thinking, yeah. What'd you say about Butterfree? I said it's part psychic, isn't it? It might not be. I know it learns psychic. In my head, Butterfree is part psychic, but I think that's wrong. Twiins, think about physics and aerodynamics. Meanwhile, there's an anime girl carrying a giant scythe and wears a skirt that's also a speedster. How unique and specific. Want to be better, but don't want to lose who I am. Exactly. And then we're gonna kind of carry through that silhouette a little bit with some socks. But this sock is gonna be crumpled down. Speaking of cool anime girls with scythes, my astrology magical girls are... There are now that's the ugliest shoe I've ever drawn in my life. There are now bundles available for some of the sticker packs. So, yippee. So if you really liked the Astrology Magical Girls, but you were like, oh man, I don't know, I want to buy multiple of them, I gotta save up, or whatever it is. Now, available for you is bundles of 4. I have bundled them based on who would be in a team together. So, not only is it fun, nice, a fun little, like, not only are you saving, but also you get a little bit of characterization along with it. How did he end up so small? Is he small? That's okay. He's a Jolteon. He could be small. He could be smaller than a fucking Charizard. There we go. What? I got a phone call that only lasted like 2 seconds there. 100% spam. Alright, hide you. Let's get the next Pokemon in here. I think you've been asked this question before. Do you have specific voices in your head for your OCs? Not necessarily. Not like in a fan casting. Like I've got some like voices in the same way that I read every character. In any like manga or comic, everyone has a voice. But I don't have necessarily fan castings for Grim Magic. I have made a little fan cast for As the Sky Falls. I can't recall if I don't know if I can remember everybody. Hang on. Let me get the next Pokemon. It's gonna be Primate. Shut up. Don't talk to me. Sorry, that was my phone. So yeah, we got Primate here. Let's get that BGM back. There we go. Yeah, Alejandro Saab was my fan cast for Dr. Pike. Oh man, Ray Chase is my fan cast for Enoch. I can never remember how to pronounce Joe's name. He is Claude from Fire Emblem. But he's my fan cast for Ram. Kaiji Tang is my fan cast for Uriel. I forget the woman's name. She was also in Fire Emblem. She was in Fire Emblem Engage. She was the queen of the Desert Kingdom. She was my fan cast for Ruth. Are those all the ones I can remember? There were more characters, obviously, but cannot recall who they all were. Bryce Papenbrook was almost definitely somebody. If I were to cast Bryce Papenbrook, it would be, and he's Inosuke in Demon Slayer. He would be, Becker. You all don't know Becker too well yet. We'll be learning more about him once I finally get to start drawing As the Sky Falls again, but as I've mentioned, I want to finish, Book 2 of Grim Magic before I do that. This is Aerie that we're moving on to. All I heard was you have sticker bundles and I love stickers. I do! I'll even grab a link to my 4th wall. I like stickers too. It's the whole reason I went to a con earlier this year. I went in explicitly with the goal to get stickers, and I succeeded. There you go, here's my 4th wall. Boink. And you can find cool stickers and posters and other fun stuff. But yeah, I also really like stickers. Stickers also became like double extra fun once I got my journal. Cause it gives me something to put the stickers in. hang on. I went in with like a vague idea of a pose, and then I abandoned that. And then it's like, no. We have to choose a pose. We can't just start drawing. I've actually decided I don't want this pose for Aerie, so we're going to shift Pokemon, but I need to figure out what Pokemon this is instead. So we've got Aerie, Newbert, hang on, let me write down. There's Vincent, the Charizard, Mike, the Jolteon, Aerie, our Primeape, Guinevere, our Dragonair, Newbert, our Dugong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's one more Pokemon. We're gonna do Bopham, and we're probably also going to include the Parasect, whose name I can't remember. Are you including the Kakuna you had for like two battles? No. Late as always, what'd you miss? Not too much. I've drawn Vincent the Charizard and Mike the Jolteon. This was gonna be Aerie the Primeape, but then I decided I didn't want her in this pose, but I quite liked this pose, so we're shifting over. Oh, that's right. His name was Luigi, the Paris. But we had one more Pokemon on the team, and I can't remember who it was. I've only got 5 Pokemon written. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who was our other? It was Oberon! Well done, Mosswalker. Okay, we gotta figure out who this will be. And I think I'm gonna go with Newbert. So here, let me hide Primeape. And let me just finish drawing up Newbert. I forgot about Oberon, even though I'm so excited to draw Oberon, because he was so strong that I just ended up like kind of not using him. For so much of like the last handful of like streams, because I was like, he's getting over like way, not even over leveled, but it's like he's at such a higher level than everyone else. I need my other Pokemon to level up a little bit. Well done, way to go. I'm glad you guys have memories that actually work. Cool, great. Let me go grab a Dugong picture. There was a pink-shaped blob in my mind, and for once it wasn't Allison. I almost wrote Pokemon Newbert into Google. Copy. Newbert doesn't have a whole lot of, like, personality. I feel like we obtained Dugong kind of late in the game. So we really just gotta make up whatever the fuck we want with Newbert here. Okay, good. I gotta assimilate my sketches. Okay, good. Fuse. Nice. Bold of you to assume I have a memory that works. Welcome, Messiah. Welcome, welcome. I'll mention this again, I've got an Instagram now. Shrugs emoji. So if you want to see my art that I like to post sometimes, rather than following me on Twitter or Blue Sky, you can follow me over on Instagram. I've got so much art as like a backlog as well, so it's gonna take me a little bit to kind of catch up to where I am right now. Yeah, what does Dugong's eyes look like? Okay. What a cootie. The seal, I forgot you had that. I have no idea what kind of hair to give Dugong. Let's do the rest of the outfit, because I can think of something for that for sure. Hang on, these shoulders are kind of gigantic. Let me bring it in a little bit. Nice. He's going to be very pretty. We've got a lot of pretty boys on this team. Pretty boy team. I think Dugong could be a magical girl. A garm of Insta? A gram of Insta. You fool! He has kind eyes. It's such a nice thing. It's such a nice thing to read. I'm so into eyes like this right now. I'm so into, like, drawing these, like, 90s ass eyes and, like, filling them in like that. You all know I like that, like, old anime aesthetic so much. So I'm really... Oh, yeah. Nice. So I don't know. I think I'm like, I really want to make my art look like that more. I guess, yeah, he can just have some pretty wide-ass legs, too. You know, he's a swimmer. Have you ever seen a swimmer's legs? They're crazy. Swimmers, like professional swimmers, they could kick your ass any day of the week. Any, like, professional athlete could kick your ass any day of the week. That includes dancers, and I'm gonna say that includes musicians. Twiins is gonna be a brave girl. There you go. Some foots. I've been thinking about maybe redoing my card. Think my kid draws eyes like that. It's a good way to draw eyes. I used to draw eyes like that. That's how I would draw all my eyes. Big ass D's, and before that everything was just a line. So you got like a guy, and there he is, and that's how I would draw hair. That's a man. There you go. And if I drew someone from the side, there's one eye. And then like if I drew a woman, there's a woman. And then there she is. So you know, art is a journey. Art's a journey and it's never done. Okay, time to figure out this hair situation. Marching bands, don't pull orchestra in this. We sit when playing. To me, he gives religious mom friend. Like, you come to his house for apple pie, and you see a bunch of Articunos on the wall. I could get behind that. You remind me of one of the old Storytime podcasts you did with Critter and Allison. One of you read a Norse myth where a giant had to choose one of the gods to be her husband based on their legs. Wow! I think Critter read that. I think Critter read that story. I remember being flabbergasted. Swim cap. Swim cap, too hard to draw. Like hair, too much. I think I want to try to emulate the shape of the horn. Thinking about ways to do that. You can also give him like a little ponytail, like a top knot ponytail. That's what we're doing. What a guy. What a totally different guy from what I usually draw. Wow. Neat. Let's hide Dugong. Let's move, yeah, I drew on my layer there. Let's move Newbert. Oh, hang on, his hand is gone. There we go. I think I wanted to push the shape of the finny things to really give that kind of mermaidy aesthetic. I wanted to avoid it being like, look at that cute little monkey. I want the shape language to just be pushed a little bit more. Great, awesome. Now let's actually do primate. How far are we? We've got 3 of our 8-ish Pokemons down. So let's get our primate. And the thing is, I decided I basically want her in this pose. Her being down low just wasn't right. Aerie the primate, she's got to be up high. She's got to be like angry and loud and big. I don't want to cover her up too much, though. Because that is still our goal here, is to look at cool outfits. There we go. Bit of a brag from me, but plans are finally leaving my friend group chat, and 8 of us are all traveling the country, and 2 from Europe to go to MomoCon next year. That's so exciting. I hope you have fun. Which one is MomoCon? That's the one in Georgia, isn't it? Well, I hope you have fun. A worthwhile brag, I must say. Eventually I'll be able to also go to fun, cool cons. I hope you have a great, cool time. And I hope your poor babysitter also has a great, cool time. I uploaded a video today. Y'all probably saw. And you've definitely all already watched it. Oh, what's wrong? There we go. I was like, where's my selection tool? But yeah, a pretty nice little video. I had fun making it. And the comments have been really nice and supportive so far. So yippee. An absolute win. Damn it, I did that on the wrong layer again. I'm so stupid. It's fine. We'll go to MomoCon, but it's the same time as AN, and well. Yes, I already watched. Yep, watched it thrice, even. 4 6 children and 2 honorable mentions, exactly. Human dog is banished. Alright, Doug. I'm sorry, it's... Oh, but he reappears! You know what? With something like that, Doug, you're gone. But we're gonna have Roseberry show up instead. How about that? Not that version. There he is. Roseberry, scoot over here. And now get behind me. How come all of you are in front of me? Boink. There he is. There you go. It's not a shiny. He's like a regional variant. Oh, Human Dog, or wait, hang on. There's been so many redeems. So, Human Dog reappeared. We gave that to Roseberry. And then, Human Dog appears again, and also Plant Dog. Okay. There we go. And then... and then... Dog, where'd you go? There he is. There you go. What a clusterfuck. If someone shows up on stream, they're gonna be like, what is all that shit over there? Who's drawing? Wrong, I cast them back out. Which one? Well, Io says Plant Dog appears. So yeah, okay. Cereza banished Human Dog, and then Cereza redeemed Human Dog appears again. And then, well, we've banished Human Dog again, and then Plant Dog appears. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Doug, I'm sorry. It's still not your time. Alright, there he goes. And then we'll move Plant Dog back down there. Okay, great! Wow. I love the human plant designs. They're fun to look at. Thanks. I'm pretty happy with them too. Who's drawing? Definitely the plant. Hang on. Okay. No, she's gotta look angrier. It's a primate. That's its whole gimmick. It's the angry mon. I am planning on actually drawing a new version of me to like show up in the corner and stuff. So that'll be fun. Just some new art, you know? Just because that's pretty old art at this point. Listened to the new vid twice because I accidentally had it loop and couldn't reach my phone while at work. Damn. Well, I'm glad it wasn't so annoying that you were like, I gotta turn this off. I can't listen to the same opinion twice like this. This is so stupid. Okay. I'm thinking about physics for a second. Okay, the physics thought is over. You all can go back to being funny. High cortisol pape. Don't forget her spike bracelets. They're actually not spiky. don't worry, I won't. I was planning out how to approach all the furry elements of Primeape. Because, yeah, obviously I can make it her hair, but it's like, Primeape is just a total fuzzball, so I wanted to try to figure out how we were playing with that. How do you draw a six-pack? Do that, I guess. That shoulder's kind of crazy. Hang on, let me temper that a little bit. Alright. 2, 3, 4. Gotta count the fingers. Otherwise, that's how you fuck up. I have been lied to. I thought they were spiky. They might be spiky on Annihilate. And like, spiky chunky bracelets like that, very common. Just look at Bowser. You know? And like half of his horrible children. Are they his children? Or are they just like Koopas with like a lot of flavor? Like are they just like elevated Koopas? Or what? Who's the mom? That's the real question. Count the fingers, otherwise people will accuse you of using AI. Yeah, it's almost funny how that's like the go-to tell, and at this point I feel like it's not even like a real way to identify AI anymore. Of course, some AI is still pretty shitty, but I feel like a lot of them have gotten past that point in their time frame, but I'm not sure. I'll admit I'm not spending a whole lot of time looking at AI. Where do the boots begin and the pants end? On who? What are we talking about? Color will make everything more clear. Koopas with a lot of flavors now, apparently. Spawn children via mitosis. Like a whiptail lizard. Did you know all whiptail lizards are female? So they procreate by they just simulate fornication. And then they just reproduce asexually. And so every daughter, because they're all female, every daughter is just a perfect copy of her mother. And now you know. Pretty cool stuff. As I understand, Junior is his biological child, and the others are adopted. Fascinating. So, it's still the question of who is Junior's mom. We still just don't know. Unless it really is Peach. X-Files theme starts playing. I want to emulate the nose somehow. Because, like, yeah, obviously, usually I could just, give her a big nose, but I'm kind of going for a noseless design. I don't want her to stand out from the others. I mean, I've already given her a cute little necklace here. There we go. Little piggy nose. That's wrong. I was like, let's try to kind of imply the ears. And then it wasn't right. So I did not do that. What a messy-haired children today. Over on the oops, Kanto has a lot of messy hair looking characters. Cool. A primate. Doop, 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 doop. There we go. Yippee! Alright. One, two, three, four, 5. Okay, I need to kind of... Boop, 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 boop. 5, 6. Okay, great. Luigi X Bowser. Remember theory that Peach was the mother, but who knows, it's a mushroom kingdom. I don't know what to make of that second half of that sentence, but I do kind of fall under that tinfoil hat theory. That Peach is the mom, just because she doesn't deny it. But also, I remember you all, positing maybe she just doesn't know where babies come from. Alrighty, next Pokemon. We've got Oberon, and then we've got Guinevere. Let's do Guinevere. And yes, we are gonna draw her as a Dragonair. Because Dragonair is prettier, than Dragonite anyway, and I never, succeeded in evolving her, so might as well. Just scoot you over here. She's gonna go here. I didn't want the girls right next to each other. You know what I also want to do? I'll do that in a second, in a little bit, but I just want to open Vincent's mouth. Just want him to have, like, a, open mouth. Hang on. Thinking about composition as I do it, so it's... Would be really funny to make Guinevere the shortest. Sorry, I was reading you guys silently, and then I needed water. Hence that 12-hour moment of silence by me. I was in the art zone. Needed to concentrate. I thought... I'm so disappointed. I thought that we were getting... Goddamn, what's that game called? Wolf Among Us. I thought we were getting Wolf Among Us 2. I think we're just getting a remaster. Which I'll be honest, I really don't need. I have played Wolf Among Us. I've done every single, like, possibility with Wolf Among Us. I don't need a remaster. I've played the game. I've already fallen in love with the big bad wolf. He sure had a name. So yeah, I'm bummed because I thought we were getting a sequel. Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. Oh no, Twiins having multiple thoughts. There's a thought traffic jam. Are they not making Among Us 2? I thought I heard something about that. Okay, then maybe I'm wrong. I definitely saw news about a remake, like remaster, coming out. But maybe it's just like physical version remaster and also Among Us 2 happening, or Among Us, Wolf Among Us 2. Man, that name does not work anymore, huh? Okay, no, I looked it up. It does look like they're making Wolf Among Us 2. Okay, great! Then yay! I can be happy again. I was so excited. I am in love with that character. You can tell by how much I can't remember his name. It's been a long fucking time since I played Wolf Among Us. But yeah, I was so enamored with that character. I considered getting into the comic, because it's based on a comic. I ultimately did not get into the comic. I might do something with Guinevere. It's gonna be, like, hard, though. Hang on, I need to look something up. I need to perceive. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Alright. Cool. So yeah, but yeah, the comic seems way less up my alley. No tea or shade, you know, against the comic artist. It's just not the same. Not what I wanted. There we go. I think that's working. I had this idea the moment I had a Dratini on my team. I was like, what if I do it like Angel Woman? The Digimon. What if I give cool Valkyrie helmet? And so I have, and I think it's pretty neato. Ooh, okay, cool. That's a good reaction to see. I've never played it. Is it good? I think it's a lot of fun. It was the thing that made me think, hey, Telltale actually, they got something going on. Interesting story. The gameplay, it's Telltale, you know, so it's basically quick time events, a couple of button mashings, and it's a mystery. So it's like, if you like mysteries, it's a lot of fun trying to figure out the mystery. And it's a mystery. The gimmick is Big Bad Wolf, they're fairy tales, you know? So Big Bad Wolf hangs out with Snow White, and he's solving mysteries, and they're based on fairy tales. So if you're like me, that's all your favorite words. So yeah, I do recommend it. It was also, I remember, quite cheap, but I may have gotten it on sale. Yeah, the thing I googled, by the way, I was like, hang on, let me Google something, and then I was quiet, and I was like, okay, I think I got it. I was deadass Googling Angel Woman. I was like, I need to look at her helmet, because I know that's what I'm aiming for, but I couldn't just remember it off the top of my head. The Angel Digimon's wing helmet design motif is honestly the best design decision in the Digimon franchise. Honestly, I gotta agree. That whole Digimon's line is, like, kind of perfect, you know? Now to figure out the rest of how you'd make a snake. I guess you make a snake by being interesting about it, huh? How to make snake. Just be creative. Green is not a creative color. Just it is. Wasn't expecting that since most of the Jinka designs of Dragonair I have seen, it's usually just princess design. Well, see, that's the thing, isn't it? The whole reason I even named her Guinevere is because I was playing off of Dragon Knight. You know, like a knight in shining armor. And so, obviously I wanted to kind of lean into that a little bit more. I do understand how you could get to Princess with Dragonair. Dragonair is so pretty. One of the prettiest Pokemon. At least in Kanto, for sure. But, like, so yeah. Totally understandable. I guess the art lesson for today's stream is, don't let yourself sit there and think there's only one right way to do something. Oh, everyone else draws it like this. Yeah, but you don't have to. You know? Don't be afraid to think outside the box. I gotta get this hair. Because I know I want her to have a ponytail. Hell yeah. Am I everyone else? I hope not. I'm glad. One thing I'm the most glad about with the new Spyro game coming out is I thought Toys for Bob were dead. I thought the developer was just not. I thought they were like consumed or sold, or I thought they were dead. So really glad to see that they are in fact not dead. But I am 1% annoyed because I'm like, when's Banjo gonna play? When are you gonna make a Banjo game? Why are you only playing with oh, Banjo? So yeah, here's hoping Toys for Bob eventually comes around and lets all of us Banjo kids get to have fun. Either that or they're working on Banjo just in-house or something. But like, deadass, I cannot genuinely believe that they announced Banjo for Smash. And that was a huge hit. Everyone was excited. Hang on, this side is a little... There we go. Okay. Everyone was so excited for Banjo. And then they've just done nothing on that with that. I'm like, give us a fucking Banjo game! Wow, elegant. It's a Dragonair. Cool. I should just get rid of all these layers. I'm gonna have to go around and recollect my Pokemon. Half of them are on, incorrect layers anyway. Maybe I'll just keep them. It's too late. I've already deleted some of them. Anyway, final Pokemon of the team. We're gonna have little doodles of the other guys. I think. How long ago was that Smash announcement? I mean, goddamn, it was forever ago. It was before COVID, I'm fairly certain. Why only toys for Bob? Why only Bob get toys? Listen, Bob made the company. You want toys? You gotta make a company. That's just how it goes. Yeah, final Pokemon. Good. So let's get Oberon in here. Hair drills, like what Teto has, are hard for me to draw without them starting to look like a mess. Here is Twiins Inc. art tutorial, how to draw drills. There's a handful of different ways. As always, you know, there's no one right way to draw. Option 1, so you got your character, and you want to draw a drill right here. What I just did technically could work. You make a triangle, just make some lines in it. That's a drill. Option 2. You want to add a drill? Yeah, we'll add some. Yeah, there we go. There's your character. You want to add a drill? It's all comes from that triangle shape. Start out with a flat line, and then just kind of tornado your way down. Add some lines in the middle. That's a drill. Next one. Make a soft drill, 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 drill. There you go. If you wanted to be really detailed, make some kind of lumpy squares where you want the drill to be. Connect them. There you go. There's a drill. If you want to go real sicko mode, it's just drawing spirals. So draw a spiral down, and this can be as big as you want it to be. And then there you go. That's technically a drill. If you wanted to be flat, you just have to like add line work near the perimeter. And there you go. That's a drill. So that's the long and short of it is just draw like a squiggly triangle. And that's how you do it. Thanks for joining my art tutorial. And don't forget, with Teto, of course, you know. There's no rules. You could, like, one of my Tetos literally has just pigtails, and then it's like a single swirl at the bottom. Literally Usagi's hair from Sailor Moon, you know? So, no wrong way to do it. Oberon, right. A lot of art is just drawing squiggly triangles. It really is. Let's grab Clefairy. No, I need Clefable. Let's grab Clefable. Alright. Copy. There he is. Look at this cool, fun, dynamic composition. Holy moly. I don't know what pose I want Oberon to be in. Hang on. Okay, I figured it out. That's us. I remember because she looked like a virus. Actually, I was thinking of Bug. Ice did kind of look like a virus, though. Pretty up my sketch a little bit. The head was just over a little far. Hang on, Oberon's a Clefable, so he's gotta be a little chunky. I'm focusing, which means I'm a little bit quiet. Okay, great. One, two, three, four. Okay, good. Figure out how many fingers he needed, you know? How to find the fingers in the arm. Cool. Alright. Remember what I said about the legs becoming too long? Let's bring these in just a little bit. So not every character needs to look like Mettaton, you know? Heard the term shape theory been going around a lot. Like, from me, or just, like, in the art world? I feel like I haven't said shape theory. It's not an unreasonable thing for the internet to become interested in. Shape theory, it's actually a pretty fun thing to explore. Especially for, like, more cartoony art styles. Here's an example. Shape theory. I want triangles. You know, I've got a character, I've started a character, and I want them to have, like, these really, like, kind of pointy pigtails. And I want to keep that shape theory going. So instead of, like, giving them, like a round... Hang on, that's not the shape I want. Instead of going for, like, a round skirt, you know? Because that's, you know, it's just a little goofy. What if we just sharpen those edges a little bit? So, we just kind of keep our triangle shape going. Keep triangles, you know? It's a way to really unify, especially really caricature-esque designs. And it's not an unhelpful thing to keep in mind. And that's a bit of an extreme example, but even something as simple as you've got a character, and they've got a bow in their hair, and you want them to be a really cute character, so you go with a soft-shaped bow. You know? Versus, you know, a bit more of a tougher character. Go for a pointy bow. You know, just that kind of shape language. Shape language is exactly the same as color theory, just, you know, shape. So yeah, just be aware of, like, how soft or hard or sharp your edges are. They convey information, just like anything else does in your art. So, yeah, just, you know, be aware. What's Clefables? Okay. Sorry, I'm interpreting eyes that are pretty different from, like, what I normally do, so I'm finding the character design in them. There we go. Okay, great. Twiins has so many middle names. Isn't it called shape language? Shape theory, shape language. It's basically the same thing. Why do they keep changing the names of random things? Keep in mind, one taker, I think one taker comes from like Europe. People just call things different things across the world. Like in Britain, they call ladybugs ladybirds, and that's dumb because they're not birds. Let's figure out how to make this a man. We can do it. Yeah, we can. Technically not bugs either, but birds is dumb. I mean, I guess ladybirds does sound prettier. I'll give them that. Never called ladybug a ladybird before. I've heard it on Taskmaster. That was where I first heard it, and I was like, what do they mean? Like, it was one of the few times where there was like a language barrier between me and the Brits. I was like, they're not gonna get a bird in that. What are they talking about? And then, yeah, context, if I figured it out. But, yeah, I'm flabbergasted by that. Did you hear me count? I was counting. For no reason, I was counting how many stripes was on his sweater there. Firefly versus lightning bug. Exactly. I counted the fingers again. That's what that was. You could probably suss that one out. Here's the thing. The easy thing is to just give him clefable hair. And it's like, it's successful, but what if I want to do it creatively? What if I want to do something creative about it? I want to incorporate the ears in there somehow. I've got an idea. Totally 2000s hair. No. Okay. That is what we're going for, but I'm gonna make the ponytail actually look good. There we go. It's hard to tell, but it's like kind of like a Vulpix in a way. Like multiple big swoopies. I suddenly hate Oberon. Why? Hey Twins, what are your thoughts on the Chainsaw Man ending? I think it's bad. I don't want to spoil anything, you know, just in case people are animes onlys or what have you. But yeah, I think it was It was disappointing, mostly because, like, you could tell that, like, a good handful of chapters before the ending, you could tell how much Fujimoto clearly stopped caring. Everything just felt really trite and dumb, and felt like a rehashing of what was good about the, part 1's ending. Oh, and, like, it's just obvious he didn't know how to end anything. And it was just bad. It was an unsatisfying ending. And it made me feel like I'd wasted a bunch of time caring about the story that he clearly didn't care about. So yeah, I went from being number one Chainsaw Man defender, number 1 fan, to now I would deadass say I wouldn't watch it. I would avoid it. Or rather, I would say, go do part 1. Learn about the gun devil and all that jazz. And then you can stop. It'll keep going, but you should just stop there. So yeah, incredibly disappointing. Absolutely killed my enthusiasm for Fujimoto as a mangaka. I was ready to be like, what are we doing next, boss? What's the next story? I'm so excited to see your art, your stories, your interesting ideas. And now it's like, oh, well, he's just gonna get bored halfway through and give up. And then waste my time for another 3 years while he, shittily fumbles his way around a conclusion. Awesome. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Cool. Wow, it's Pokemon. Let's do some line art. Part 2's been going down for a while. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say, saying it as vaguely as I can, again, to avoid spoilers for anyone who doesn't want. Every time I hear your chair squeak, I get confused. Yeah, it's still my keyboard. I just still haven't looped that up. I gotta just go grab the WD-40 and actually do it. I just keep forgetting. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh, without spoiling anything as much as I can, once they go eat sushi with bad guys, that's when you can tell, that's when it all just started going down the drain. Is anything like a Kamiga kill? Don't know. Don't even know what that is. Wonder if the anime's gonna try to give it an actual ending? I don't know. The anime's also fucking light years behind the manga. People be like, oh, the Rize arc, and I'm like, yeah, that was like 4 years ago. Which is hyperbolic, but it's like, at this rate, you're not even gonna see, Gun Devil until like 2032, Yeah, it was peak, and I think that's the thing that frustrates me the most. Is that part 1 was peak, and part 2 started off really good too. That's what the really frustrating thing. If it was just all of part 2 was bad, then it'd be like, whatever, part 2 was bad. But no, it started out really good and interesting, and then I just stopped doing that. Yeah, I had similar thoughts. I reread the last couple of chapters and it annoyed me. It's the only ending that soured a part of a story. Yeah, it's just whatever. Whatever, I guess. Line art. Oh, hang on. We should add our bonus guys somewhere. Maybe I won't even draw them. I gotta be honest. Maybe we'll do a fun little bonus doodle for Luigi the Parasect. I spell wrong. And Bopham, our Doug trio. There we go. I was actually on top of the BGM this time. I know I was quiet for quite a second there. That was me trying to think of something to talk about. I was like, cool. Now time to fill the dead air with some fun, cool dialogue with Chad. And then that was it. That was that was my entire thought process. Yep, line art mode. I've been listening to some fun, cool new music lately. It's a Japanese rap group called Umeda Cypher. You can find them on YouTube. They've been on The First Take a couple of times, so you can I can suggest start there. All real good stuff on The First Take. One of the eyebrows was just way thicker than the other one. Okay, there we go. But yeah, really fun stuff. They've got Shintai, is that how you say his name? It's the vocalist for Creepy Nuts, if you know that band at all. I've mentioned Creepy Nuts on my channel before, but it was also like a shitty video, so I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if you didn't know. Creepy Nuts did the theme song for Mashal. Was that one? Bling Bang Bang Born? You've probably heard that. If you're within like anime or VTuber spheres, you've probably heard Bling Bang Bang Born. They've got some other real bangers out there. They did the opening or the ending for oh man. Ooh boy. What was that anime called? The one with fuck. I didn't watch the anime. Hang on, let me look at him. It was Don to Don! I'm so glad you guys exist. But yeah, they also did the opening or ending theme for Don to Don as well. So yeah, if you like either of those, then you should check out Umeda Cypher, because he's on some of the songs. And that's the thing. It's like 13 rappers just kind of hanging out and rapping together. So yeah, your favorite isn't always gonna be there, but I think they're all really fun and cool and good, and so you should just check them all out anyway. And yeah, that's the obligatory Twiins talks about the music she's been listening to lately. There is a like non-zero chance Umeda Cypher are my like musical artist of the year for my yearly like year-end wrap-up kind of stream that I like to do. So I don't know. Be prepared to maybe hear me say all those words again in like 6 months. It's so funny. If I had just thought of the song, I would have remembered it. It even goes dun 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 dun. Like that's the hook. And it is deadass the only thing that's made me go, maybe I should watch Don to Don. What anime Twiins watching? I don't watch a lot of anime. Too busy. I really want to watch Iron Lung. I know that's available right now. I'm the world's busiest goyle. Just gotta find the time to get around to it. I'm gonna watch the Madoka movie when that comes out. That'll be exciting. But gotta wait a little bit for that. Yeah, I just like listening to music. So yeah, I engage more with like opening theme songs than I do with actual like anime. I'm more likely to read a manga than to watch an anime. I want season 3 so bad. Was there a season 2? Uh-oh. But considering the drama they had with the band they were playing homage to, it might be a while. Dang. Oh well. What a scrappy little fucko over here. Total thief energy. One thing about Instagram I don't get how to size any of my shit to post on Instagram. I tried uploading a picture of the Waluigi I drew. You know, the really good Waluigi I drew. But it's just like, it was just always cut off no matter how I tried to resize it. And I'm like, how do I post art? That's the whole website's whole goddamn deal, isn't it? Why are you cutting off my Waluigi? Just knows and has fuck in it. We don't talk about those anime. Oops. When you just completely go all the way off your sketch line. What has been going on with all the social media platforms nowadays, like Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, etc.? I'm not sure what you could be referring to. I'm not on most of them. I don't think I've been on Facebook in like 200 years. And then yeah, I kind of just, I don't know, I don't post most places. I hate Tumblr. I did download Tumblr so I could vote for the Tumblr Sexy Man contests, because Allison was really invested, and she was like, I want Papyrus to win! And so I was like, I will help you and your boy achieve victory. But then I actually voted against Papyrus in this last round, because of course I voted for Wesley from The Princess Bride, but if Papyrus wins I want to be mad. But I fucking hate how Tumblr operates. I can't find anything. It's annoying to navigate. I can't figure out where anything is. I can't relocate things I've engaged with. It's stupid and dumb and bad, and I hate Tumblr. I hate it. That's all I have to say about Tumblr. There we go. Now it became right. I just needed to add. That's some of my favorite kind of eyelashes to do. Just like crummy little two lines on the bottom lash. It's good shit. Tumblr is too confusing for me to use. I don't understand how everything works there. Lamau. See, me too. Maybe we're just too dumb. That bag of bones, is there anything humorous about him? Ah ha ha, take them out. Somebody banned James for 4,000 years. It's funny, I feel like One Taker makes way more shitty puns. The fact that only James gets like auto perma banned. So funny. Okay, sorry. Her hair's like a lot, so I kind of need to focus on it a little bit so I can get it down right. Yep, there she is. Got a bone to pick with me? No, just your pun was actually just more notable. Like, one-takers are so frequent that you kind of, that you go numb to them. But yours was like, shit, dude, that was just a bona fide pun right there. It's because, you know, my fragile ego can't take it. Two questions for you. Question number one. Which one's your favorite so far? Honestly, I gotta be honest. I rolled my eyes at myself. Dragonair is looking fucking cute. Color will add a lot, though. And second question, I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you like about my art? And not just in a give me compliments kind of way. Like, I want to know, kind of harkening back to the conversation earlier with the, you know, wanting to improve, but not wanting to lose my sense of kind of style, you know? I'm like, what do people like about my art style as it is? You know, because nothing hurts more than you see an artist, then you're like, yeah, they make really cool stuff, and then they, like, develop and grow, and it's great to see them, like, reaching new highs and everything, but the thing that you liked is now, like, has been, like, kind of whittled away. I don't have any examples of that, but, you know, I'd like to know what about my art do you like? You know, what's the big draw to a Twiins Inc. image? If there is any. It was incredibly nice. It really made my day. I uploaded an upload. Again, I roll my eyes at myself. I uploaded an update for Grim Magic on Patreon. Every month, patrons get an update to whatever comic I'm working on. And Ranger just left a really nice comment. Saying that he said that I just really like the way you draw faces. That was really nice. It was nice to hear. So shout out to Ranger. Oh no, a genuine compliment! Not sure how to describe it, but I like how your style is very simple, yet really detailed at the same time. Fascinating. Huh. It's a difficult one to unpack. Sorry, this leg is kind of weird. I needed to focus for a second there. That's why the extended silence. Just giving you all time to answer, you know? Everyone who doesn't compliment my art will immediately be removed from from the Twitch chat. Imagine that. That'd be so funny. What a great way to kill your own engagement. I think the colors are always awesome, and there are always placed super well in junk. Guess that's what having a degree does to you. all body parts are weird, but some are more weird than others, and especially the angle does a lot. Like, the moment anything is coming right at camera, it doesn't look right. You gotta really, really focus. Ooh, halfway done with the liner. Well, here, I'll let you all ruminate on art and things. While I walk away, you don't have to sit there and compliment me. You can also talk about some of your favorite, like, techniques in art. What's some things you like seeing in some of your favorite pieces? For example, I'm actually quite fond of expressionism. I really like Monet, Claude Monet, who, fun fact, well, not so fun, bonus fact, I think he suffered from cataracts later in life, which that didn't stop him from drawing. So it's interesting. He drew how he would end up seeing things. Banish Plant Dog. Plant Dog goes away. While I wander away, don't be afraid to talk about Human Doug. Shows up instead, though. Yeah, while I walk away, don't be afraid to talk about some other artistic elements you like seeing. Some of your favorite art pieces. Or you can just go to the bathroom, get yourself a drink of water or a snack, whatever you need. And oh yeah, you did, huh? Alright, sorry, Doug. You're go away! Alright. So yeah, I will be right back. Discuss artwork a go. I almost hit stop streaming. Imagine, that would have been so funny. I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Haven't put all your stuff away. Alright, back to the art. What mobile games do y'all like playing? I had downloaded one, like, puzzle game. I don't remember what it was called. It was basically just a match 3, but, and I had, like, a cute little art style to go with it. And then it got to a point where it was, like, impossible. And obviously it gets to that point. It wants you to spend money on the game. Oh, wow, this level sure is impossible. If you wanna... You could spend money on, like, more revives or whatever it is. And so then I stopped playing. But... it's like... Sometimes you just need something to keep yourself entertained. Like, when you're hanging out, just, you know, hanging out in bed, want to be on your phone, don't want to check Twitter or anything. And so I've just resulted to, I Google solitaire. Like, I go to Google, and I Google the word solitaire. And then that brings up, like, I can just play solitaire, and I just play solitaire on Google. But what are some, like, nice little, you know, I'm not saying, like, Genshin Impact, you know? I, like, just something you can kind of pick up and play, maybe a cute little puzzle game or some shit. Like, if you're, you know, kind of trapped in the bathroom for a little bit, or waiting in the DMV, you know, just want to kill some time. Like playing Gacha Life 2 to help me with color palettes. I've never heard of that. Playing Battle Cats, Pokemon Go, Grand Summoners. Downloaded some puzzle games, get invested, I forgot about it. Subway Surfers and Project Makeover. Have Roblox on my phone, but I only really play Dress to Impress with my bestie. Currently just playing Slay the Spire and Balatro on my phone. Every time I try a new game, it ends up being kinda ass. I need to sneeze. Have you played the Pokemon game on Google? I have not. I need to sneeze and I'm out of tissues around here. Absolutely devastating news. I would say most mobile games are ass these days. Real video games, not so ass. Some of them, sure, but most of them, not quite. Just gotta know where to look, huh? You Google a Gen 1 Mon and a Pokeball should show up. It'll incentivize you to Google more Gen 1 Mon to complete a Pokedex. Fascinating. I could easily Google all the Gen 1 Pokemons. I think that was the one that I did decently well when I did try naming all the Pokemon. Like in the that stream I did. How do you all feel about my Project Sekai World Link videos I've been uploading, because I'm fairly certain literally none of you care about Project Sekai, because my audience is, if anything, it's confusing. You all don't seem to care about anything I like. Rendering me going, why are you here? And you all go, I just like you. And I'm like, but why? How'd you get here? So yeah, but yeah, I'd like to know how your thoughts on those. Like, do you just skip them? Do you just go, oh, I don't care about Project Sekai. Yeah, I don't need to know about these world links. Or you check them out anyway, just to hear my thoughts. Look at some pretty art. Maybe take in a little bit of some music. I don't think I've played any of the songs. For some reason, I got in my head that, like, the new World League songs would be especially susceptible to, like, copyright issues. And that assumption is based on nothing. I have no idea why I thought that. I'm here for the art. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, balloons, huh? Twiins' relationship with her fans. It's confusing. It just is. You all confuse me. Like, I'll be like, do you know anything about Vocaloid? And you guys will be like, no. And it's like, do you know anything about Utao? And you'll be like, I don't know what that word means. And I'll be like, do you care at all about Pokemon? You guys will be like, I mean, I know some Gen 1 Pokemon. And I'm like, what about character design? You're like, yeah. Yeah, that one. I don't play projects like but I check them out whenever I can. It's introduced me to some good music. And that's kind of the main thing with predominantly my Project Sekai. I just watch whatever you feed us. That's kind of the main goal with my Project Sekai stuff. Just because the Project Sekai community specifically feels very unwilling to engage with me. Like, I feel like any followers I obtain, it's not through Project Sekai. I feel like none of my Project Sekai videos, like, I don't know, like, it doesn't garner me new fans. And maybe that's inaccurate. I certainly don't see them coming over here, you know? Boink. So yeah, I'm just like, so where are you? What do you guys think? What does anybody think about anything I do? Tell me how to improve. Yeah, that's the ugliest little ponytail I've ever drawn. I should pay attention to stuff like that. My Madoka video did really well. Got a bunch of new subscribers. And that tells me I should be talking about character design more. Like, analyzing character design more. And I'm like, but I do that. Like, I rank the gym leaders. Those don't do very well. And so I'm like, is it just because I struck the iron while it was hot, you know? Is it just because Madoka is currently, you know, an interesting topic? I should be more on top of things like that. I should have talked about the character designs in, like, Legends ZA when it came out. And just arbitrarily I did not. And now it's like, it's fucking way too late. More character design videos. I'm hungry. They take a lot of effort. That's the thing. It's, you gotta really, and I just don't always have interesting things to say, you know? Not every design is super, cause like that's the thing with like Madoka, you know? It was easy to dissect and analyze them because, you know, it's a whole bunch of question marks right now. But I don't know, I would worry that if I made a whole bunch of character design videos, it would end up being me repeating myself a whole bunch. As if I don't already, you know, talking about Project Sekai songs. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't always have interesting, cool insights to offer. Yeah, that knee is weird. There we go, let's fix that. Alright. Probably heard of the magical girl incident on Reddit. The only Utao I know is Drop Pop Candy by Sans Undertale. So that is an incorrect sentence. Drop Pop Candy is a Vocaloid song initially. It is covered by Sans, who is, I guess you could call him an Utao. The Utao is the singer. That was a Cowboy Bebop at his computer ass sentence right there. I appreciated it. Don't get it twisted. Cool. Did you all see the human Regigigas I drew? That was really fun. I posted that to Twitter, Blue Sky, and then just earlier today, Instagram. Initially, I thought about giving him, like, 9 eyes. You know, very, Demon Slayer-esque. Because that's what Regigigas has. It's got those, like, what kind of look like eyes going down its front, you know? Then it's Regigigas' face and the bushes. And it's like, I'm Regigigas, you know? So yeah, initially I was gonna give him, like, 9 eyes. And then I was like, how about we temper it a little bit? And then I gave him, like, closed eyes, but one is open a little bit, to, again, kind of reference, its slow start ability. You telling me, yeah, it's like, it just got slowly open his eyes. Quivers from the tomatoes thrown at me. But then you'd be accused of AI, blah blah blah. I don't know. I think you can tell when it's a pretty deliberate choice. Like, AI doesn't fuck up that bad. More so, I thought about, having Richie Geeks's, like, dots, be, face markings. And the idea of also a bunch of eyes, I was like, that's too much going on. The head is becoming too cluttered. Yeah, that shoulder is just bad. It's like light years away from her. There we go. Goddamn. I'm pretty bad at shoulder placement. It's something I've definitely tried to work on. You can even see it in my sketches. How, like, I'll draw up a body, you know, it's like, cool, that's where a character will be. And then on the edge, I draw these circles representing the shoulders, but it's just too far out. So I try to bring them in a little bit closer. Recognizing your weaknesses is the first step to growing and improving as an artist. And not just like, I draw this bad. Like, you gotta understand, it's like, what have I done wrong? What, like, it's not just, I draw shoulders bad. It's, the shoulders aren't right. Why? They're too far out. Okay. And, you know, that's how you grow. That's how you improve. Oh, blind, like in a reference to Braille. Hey, that's not too bad. That's a pretty cute idea. We're almost done with line art. Which means we're almost at the fun part. The colors. I'm also really bad at closing lines. Which, it's not- I wouldn't say that's a flaw. It's just- it's something in my art process that I have to be aware of. You all have heard me complain over and over. It's like, where's the open line? Every time I try to fill bucket something, I gotta find where I don't connect my lines. Something low-key devastating. The screen for my art tablet. I'm really starting to wear it away. There's like a scratchy texture in the center. And also, it's so funny. You can see where I move up and down and then left and right by with the scroll wheel on the sides, you know? And there's lines on my tablet where those are. Because of how often I'm scrolling up and down. But yeah, it's just a little bit devastating. I wouldn't mind necessarily upgrading to a new art tablet. This one's pretty special to me though. But also because I'd be scared. I don't want to have to I feel like Clip Studio Paint has a stupid subscription service thing now. And that would be dumb and I wouldn't want to do that. Great. Let's color in some Pokemans. We'll start with Jolteon. No, not the tablet. Yeah. Still usable, but I can see. I mean, it's an old tablet at this point. I even recognize that. How long ago did I get this? Like maybe 5 years ago? And Allison actually got it for me for a Christmas or a birthday present. Because she's the nicest person on planet Earth. And it's changed my life. It's the thing that made it go from I liked art to suddenly it felt like I could actually pursue art, you know? That could be a different color. Cool. Twin, how do you spell the dragon gym leader's name? Claire? Or Lance? Or do you mean my dragon gym leader? I didn't have one. I had Vern. He was a villain. Or do you mean there's Drayden, there's Iris, there's Hassel, there's... is that all of them? No. There's Drasna of Johto. Claire. I believe it's Claire. Was I right? It's funny, this one is lower than that one, but only barely, it looks like. Asymmetrical in theory. Why E at the end? Oh, I did forget about Raihan. Apparently there's no E. Fascinating. That can't be right. Well, come on. Claire. Fuck, there's no E. Wow, goddamn. Well, now I know. Also, why do you ask? Did you just want to call me out for being bad at spelling? Oh. I think it's pitch black. Yeah. Google Claire apparently it doesn't have an E, it's just Claire. Why? Well, I don't know. Poor Drake, no one loves him. Oh, I do forget about Drake. I like Drake a lot too. I think he's a fun guy. I think my issue is the Hoenn Elite Four are just quite forgettable. And this is a me problem. Like, I'm not saying they are forgettable universally. I have a hard time remembering the Hoenn Elite Four. I had Emerald growing up, but the furthest I would ever get was I would get to Juan. I would get to the 8th gym and just stop there. I don't even know why. So yeah, that's my excuse on not being good with No, I don't want that color. That's a weird color. Yeah. Or well, hang on, let's get a real human shade. Much better. Oh, much better, yeah. Shout out to the sunflowers from Mario Sunshine. Hi, beloved. Vincent has woken up from a nap. What was I saying? Was I saying something? Oh, Drake! Yeah! I just never engaged with the, Hoenn Elite Four for some reason, so that's why I forget about them pretty easily. Oh my god! I've colored all that on the wrong layer. That's alright, easy fix! This is now my color layer. And then we just erase the Jolteon. Awesome, great. Let's get the next Pokemon in here. Alright, let's erase this sketch over here. Cool. That means Aries next. The food sacrifice must be offered soon. It is just about cute boy dinner time. So maybe once I finish these the flats. I can feed the little gremlins. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. There we go. Now it's Primate. He's so cool! Honestly, it's just Glacia. She brings down the average interest hard. I mean, Glacia is kind of boring. Glacia feels like a Kanto Elite Four member, doesn't she? Just kind of Route 1. I don't know. Drake is also kind of like just a standard idea. Phoebe is interesting. I give her that. Even if she doesn't look like a ghost type, but and that's what's fun about her though, you know? So, And then I love Sydney. And yeah, it's just cuz I think he's handsome. But what of it? And then, of course, Wallace and Steven basically don't even count. They are so popular. They transcend their Elite Four. That's the problem. I'm like, who's in the Elite Four? And then I think about Wallace, and I think about Steven, and then my brain stops thinking. And I'm like, I guess it was just them. Are you finishing this drawing today, or do you plan on doing shading the background another day? I want this done today. So the shading's gonna be pretty minimal. Honestly, there's a part of me that's like, am I even gonna shade anything? Am I just gonna add some shine to their hair? I'll probably do a little bit of shading, but actually get myself to do it like to temper myself, because I feel like previously I was like, alright, now we're gonna shade things and it's gonna just be some simple, easy shading, and then I shaded in Astrology Magical Girls for like 3 hours, so you know. Simple shading. I do want to finish today. That's the plan, Stan. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Internal twins. Fuck, I totally forgot. I know it's probably anime hair, but I like the idea of Primate with a stained purple bathroom as she tries to dye her hair amidst the rage. Yeah, my idea was, actually, I might make it a little bit darker. My idea was to have her hair be two-toned, so it's the fur and then also the inside of the ear color. On the inside there. There we go. That's a little bit more right. Hell yeah. Mustn't forget her eyes. Which would be pitch black, but in my head, they're purple. Couldn't even tell you why. I was just like, Primate's got purple eyes, right? There we go. It hints to the ghostly rage within. Cool, nice. Let's get our next one in here. I think this is gonna be Dugong. Yep. Missed the middle finger on her. It was a fun 3 hours though. Golly, I hope so. I feel like my art streams are... Ooh, I'm on the wrong layer. Are a little hit or miss. Guess you never miss, huh? But no, yeah, I feel like they can end up being just really boring if you don't do it right. If I published physical versions of Grim Magic, how many people would be willing to purchase one? How many people would be willing to pre-order one? Now don't get excited like that's gonna happen tomorrow. But I just wanna be able to gauge. You know, I should add some twofers to him, I think. Spheel has some... Dugong has some big-ass twofers. One good tooth. Hell yeah. But yeah, I just want to be able to gauge. Because I don't want to, like, fund myself publishing a book just for it to not sell at all, you know? So yeah, I gotta kind of test the waters as it is. She's about to pounce on you because you forgot the pickles. Newbert's burger. It wasn't a joke. You didn't call in her middle finger. Oh, look at that. I think you can understand how I was like, ha ha ha, you guys are so funny. Oh, tee hee, Chad, you're such sillies. I appreciate it. Thank you for alerting me. Maybe will there be a colored option? Oh fuck no. A full colored comic? That's so much work. In a world where I've already, like, done all that work, but in grayscale? Absolutely not. As someone who gets bored very easily, I can confidently say you are very entertaining. Well, golly. Hang on, I've accidentally hit the fill bucket somewhere. There it is. Just adding a little bit of Shazam to the outfit. Listen, if your whole outfit's one color, you gotta kind of shudge it up a little bit. And there you go. That's all the zhuzhing we can do. That's a dugong. I'd love a physical copy of Grim Magic. If I had money, sure. I'd buy one, as I read physical media more than digital. No income, I'm broke. Alright, well. Now the question becomes, did you miss anything else when coloring? Yeah. Next up, is there anything on this layer? No? just a sketch I don't need. Alright. Next up is Oberon. Next time I play Pokemon, I'm definitely drawing my team as humans. It's my favorite thing to do. I love doing this shit. I've been doing this long before I even had a YouTube channel. I guess that's why the Magical Girl Adventures kind of came so easily to me. I think Clefabulous. Wow, they're like purple. Fascinating. Okay. I was gonna say, I think they're brown like that too, but no. No purple eyes. The shithead who wags his finger at me. Is that what you think? My idea was that that's actually a long-ass finger. I need to make that finger shorter. I gotta be honest. I gotta alleviate that really quick. But my idea was that he's pointing at himself. Like, cause he's like, ain't I a doll? Wink, you know? There we go. A normal length finger. See, most, not all of, art stuff I learned from Twiins. Sadly, when doing art, I forget most of it. I was referring to Metronome. Oh, I see! That does make sense. Really want Winds and Waves, but also want them to take their time and give the next installment the TLC it needs. It's coming out next year. We already have the release date. And it's been a long time. I feel like I'm so sick of people. Twiins rant activated. I'm gonna answer your question first. In your Pokemon Sword Magical Girl adventure, you picked a different Pokemon as your starter, since the original ones didn't fit the Magical Girl vibe to you. If you did have to pick one of the original starters as a Magical Girl, who would you pick? For Sword and Shield, let's see. There is Grookey, Sobble, and Scorbunny. Man, none of them are Magical Girls. I guess I would go with Scorbunny. I think the color palette feels the most Magical Girl-y, if you were to ask me. Great question. Rant activated. Okay, fucking... I'm sick of people who haven't even played Sword and Shield or Scarlet and Violet. Continually bring up, those games were broken! Look at and they always have the same exact clip that they steal from YouTube. Just download, you know, that one person's like, look at how broken the game is! And it's like, no, you broke the game. Everyone else who actually just fucking played the game, like, we didn't encounter all these horrible bugs. Wow, it's not a bug, it's not a horrible broken feature that when you're playing multiplayer, your friend can interact with, like, while in the same universe as you. Like, you're sitting there talking to an NPC, and then your friend, like, comes riding around on Maridon or whatever. Yeah, that's what happens when you play a fucking multiplayer goddamn game. The same thing fucking happens when you play Baldur's Gate, you nematodes, and I'm so fucking sick. Not you. I'm not saying you guys are the nematodes. But I'm so fucking sick of a fucking big YouTuber who does not play Pokemon. Pokemon came out broken! Why do you guys play these games? No, it fucking didn't. It did fucking not. You watched one clickbait-ass video where somebody broke the fucking game and said, look at how bad Pokemon is. And you just keep fucking feeding into that gaslight gatekeep girl boss. You're wrong. It is not broken. And it sure as fuck isn't anymore. Yeah, it had bugs, don't get me wrong. It was bugged. It was not perfect. But it was not this fucking broken goddamn mess that people want to cry and piss all over themselves when they haven't even fucking played the game. Like, sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and go back to playing your worthless fucking shoot-em-ups, your dumb fucking CODs and whatever. God damn. Not you. I'm not mad at you guys. I'm never mad at you guys. That's it. That's send tweet. I'm just so, like, yeah, they've patched the game. Wow. That thing everyone else does? Here's a fun fact. I played Nier Automata. I played it months after it came out. Allison was so excited. For some reason, my PlayStation just didn't download the day one patch, so it was busted and broken. Things were not working right. Animations were jank as hell. Allison was so embarrassed she had hyped up this game so much. And then finally, I realized, oh, there's a gigantic update. And now suddenly the game works. Wow, what? Pokemon's not the only one that has trouble sometimes? At least Pokemon, without any dumb fucking day one patch, actually ran. It wasn't fucking broken and disgusting like Nier Automata, a game everyone wants to get on their knees and suck its dick because there's a hot woman on the front cover. Like, fucking goddamn, I still play on my PlayStation motherfucking 5 with Joy-Con drift after owning it for less than a year, by the way. Analog stick drift. I play Baldur's Gate 3 on my fucking PlayStation 5, and there's constant fucking pop-in, constant fucking loading issues. It stutters regularly. Half the time people's faces just don't render in right. And we're not bitching and shitting all over ourselves for that. Oh! I'm too busy sucking off everyone except for Pokemon. Like, shut up. I'm so fucking sick of this. Nintendo is bad when their games actually run. Their games are actually fun. I can actually play their games. Nintendo graphics are bad. You don't own one of these. We're not living in the fucking Wii anymore. God damn. So yeah, sorry. I needed to be a crybaby punting. And piss all over myself for a little bit. So you go, and rant over. What's worse is I just sat there and I yelled it into the microphone instead of doing that while I'd worked on my, on the art. But yeah, that's, I'm sick of seeing that kind of narrative across the internet. Nintendo bad. No, I don't play their games. Oh, but I'm so ready to play the next broken AAA Call of Duty game. Call of Duty oopsies. Oh, we just don't want to acknowledge the fact that Call of Duty is actually, it's just war propaganda. Not everything needs to be hyper-realistic and gray, guys. Exactly. We are nematodes, though. Patch and having Switch 2 makes Golden Violet smooth. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, listen, the lake is chunky. It is, the Switch is working so hard to run that lake. So again, not a perfect game. No one ever said it's a perfect game. But people just want to act like, oh, it's the worst game ever, and it just isn't. It never was. That's not a skin tone. And I don't want to do that with the brown pants either. Alright, let me look at some values. Okay, yeah, that's alright. Okay, yeah. Great. Wow, I finally colored an Oberon. Oberon, the Pokemon with all the rage connected to him for some reason. Not that I was mad at him. Just when I was mad. I should feed the cats. So actually, right before we finish coloring in these Pokemans, which are also the two who I deleted their reference images for no good fucking reason. So, how about we shift our conversation a little bit more positive? Talk about games you really love and enjoy. What's some games that you've been playing that you're like, I'm so happy playing this video game. Yippee wahoo hey. Talk about stuff that you like, because you all know. After yelling about Ruby for what, 3 years or something? I can't remember. My whole thought process with YouTube was I want to be happy. I want to talk about things that make me happy. I want to enjoy things more. And so that's what we try to do around here. So talk about things that make you happy. What games do you really like? Are you excited for? Are you playing right now that you're having a lot of fun? Well, I feed the cats, and I'll be right back. The little ones are feeding. Cute little guys. Really into Pokopia and Tomodachi life right now. But I'm really upset that my first couple have been married for 2 months now and haven't had a baby. Yo, it took me a while too. It took me a long ass time too. The trick I think is you gotta make sure that they're just hanging out a lot. They gotta be happy with each other. But yeah, it took me a long time too. It wasn't even my first couple. It was Lucifer and Toadette were the first to procreate on the island. And then after that, it was Dr. Pike and his husband, Pierce, from Pokemon. They had a child. Which was fun. How do I make men have babies in Tomodachi? Yeah, that's kind of cool. So same-sex couples can have babies. You just gotta make sure that they're both happy with each other. That seems to be the trick. And then, just like everything else, just waiting until they decide, hey, what if? I think that's the most I've ever heard you swear. Twiins of Shoes written by Pipsy Pop. Yeah, I've become way less eloquent when I'm mad. Let me play Zelda and Spyro. I'm so excited for Zelda. I really am. What is even in the lake to begin with? All the loading spawns of every mon in the game. All the DLC locations underneath. I think it's the water texture that it's struggling to render. I do. I think it's the water. It's the only thing that makes sense to me. But it might have something to do with the Pokemon that spawn in, because I do know sometimes it runs fine, and then other times it's a PowerPoint. So that's why I think Lake Casseroya is challenging. Haven't played on my Switch for a bit since I've been busy, but Pokemon and Stardew are my two favorites I play. Have you considered getting into Fields of Mystria over Hyphen? I do recommend it, and it comes out in full in August. But you can currently get it for like dirt cheap. Early access. I've been playing it. I'm having so much fun. So if you like Stardew, you will also like Fields of Mystria, I promise. Or at least, you know, it's in the world where it's like, oh, everyone's trying to become a Stardew clone. Fields of Mystria has real, like, life and personality, behind it. So, Pippin, I don't think you need to eat Vincent's food, too. Hang on, let me stop. A boy. Pippin! I think you had enough. Pippin! Pippin the fat. Pippin the large. Been getting back into Overwatch lately. Fascinating. They just revealed Hero 52. Goddamn. That's too many heroes. I wish Overwatch 2 had gotten rid of more of the old heroes. I feel like it would have justified its existence more. That's the thing. The first couple I married are guys, but the recent male couple I married just had their first kid. Hell yeah. Oh, I was confused because I don't Tomodachi Life. Yeah, Tomodachi Life. The children are the most exciting part, I gotta be honest. I thought it would be fun. I was like, man, I want to see all the different kids my Miis make. Dragonair. And then, like, draw them. That was the idea I had. I was like, oh, it would be so fun to draw their children. And then it was just taken, like, they just don't like procreating. And so I gave up on that idea. Though it would have been cute. I failed. I haven't played in, like, a half a month or so. And I did not get to the point where me and Tien Shinhan got married. I was getting too bored. Which is a bummer, because I would recommend getting it. If someone were to say, Twiins, should I get Tomodachi Life? I'd say, fuck yeah. Really fun game. But, yeah, it was just a little bit frustrating. Children are the exciting part when it's a video game. Here's the trick. I'm actually so into video game children by virtue of I think it's interesting seeing how genetics mix and match and shit like that. That's it. I like seeing how it's what happens if you mix A and B. That's what I like. I like seeing that kind of shit. And so that's always just children. Fun fact, I made her helmet resemble like a Pokeball. Real life children. Video game children that are just an amalgamation of different characteristics? Cool. I really thought they'd announce a Tomodachi update with the recent direct, but I guess not. Oh, I didn't even consider that. I think they will, but maybe it's just we're just too close to release still. We're gonna have to get a little bit creative here with the kind of armor elements. Cool. Great, we got creative. Wow. It's a dragon. I watched your video on it, and it does not seem like the game for me. I mean, you know, that is so understandable. It's not for everybody. I think if it clicks with you, it really clicks with you. But if you just want to be a little bit more engaged, then I don't know how much Tomodachi Life will click for you. God damn, she's so cool. Alright, cool, nice. And last one. Children are just copy pasting younger versions of their parents. Or like, yeah, son has like mom's hair color. But yeah. Alright, last one. Child was on. Boink. Alright. What types are we hoping for the Winds and Waves starters? What do we think? What do we hope? I think I've definitely talked about this before. I talked about how, like, what I think they're all gonna be. But, like, even not, like, a specific, but, like, what are we maybe hoping for? For example, I think another steel type starter could be really cool. A ghost type starter. I feel like we haven't had that, and it could be very cool. I love fighting types. I don't want any of them to be fighting, I don't think. Just because we do have so many firefighters already. And then also with like we just have a lot of fighting type starters. It's a great type, but I don't, you know, I don't want another one right now. Cool effect. Hell yeah. Decidueye is ghost type. You're so right. I forgot. Gwen is absolutely my fave, though I'm sure Vincent will be a close second. They're all pretty dang good, I gotta be honest. I've outdone myself, as always. I'm perfect. Need a psychic type? I don't care if it doesn't fit, I love psychic. I need another psychic type to fuel my addiction. I feel like we have a decent chance. I think Gekwa could totally be psychic. Fire electric would be kind of crazy. Are there any fire electric type Pokemon? I can't think of any. Oh, maybe Blacephalon? Like maybe one of the Ultra Beasts. Grass fighting, dark fire, water psychic. Oh yeah, Skeledirge! I forgot Skeledirge too. I did. Well, then I guess we can cross off the... I mean, ghosts are still cool, but less like, pertinent than Rotom Microwave. I should have known. Normal Rock is my prayer for this new game. Fascinating. A normal type starter would be fascinating. I think I want the hair to be just a slightly different color. Give it a little bit of a variety, dimension. Fairly certain Gekwa is partly based on a Tuatara, three-eyed lizard. That is what that would mean, huh? And the pink makes me really set on Psychic. Yeah. The Gekwa's the one that definitely has the most options, I feel like. Psychic, Ghost, Poison, Fairy. I think any of them, like, currently fit. So, just a matter of seeing what it ends up being, I guess. What pretty blue eyes Charizard has. So here's the thought. My thought process was make him really dark-skinned, in reference to Vincent, a black cat. But a part of me wonders if that's working with the, like, language, like the color language of Charizard. And Charizard's just so orange. Shit, that does look more like Charizard. Feels weird. Feels weird and bad to be like, I like the lighter skin better, but I'm just thinking about the color language of it. There we go. There's my guy. Vincent-esque in concept. I know your Charizard's not shiny, but before you added color, I was thinking shiny colors. Vincent up with Pippin color scheme. Exactly! And that is pretty. That's pretty Pippin-y, I gotta be honest. Is your PNG not moving when you talk? It's never moved. It's always just been static, and it's something I really ought to change. I don't want to have a Discord call open so I can wibble. That's how it's supposed to work. Like how those usual you'll see people's like little PNGs, you know, jostle around and such. But yeah, my PNG has never moved. It's just been a static PNG in the corner. Guinevere looks futuristic compared to the others, which is fascinating because I actively gave her like armor and shit, so it makes her feel more like older to me, like retro. His thumb is a different color? Great eye. Amazing job. Whoops. Boink. Cool. So let's add some simple shading. And also let's temper our background here a little bit. Wow. Okay. Can't you use VTube Studio to also do that? I don't know how it works, so I'm not terribly sure, but perhaps? Maybe? Fun fact you probably know that I stream with just the PNG when I do art because when did I shift my window? That's so embarrassing. Maybe I didn't? Well, whatever. Yeah, just because I'm looking down so much anyway that it would stop tracking my face. So it would it would be useless. But yeah, I don't know about if VTube Studio can also do there's options out there. I just need to stop being lazy and actually do it. Simple shading. Simple shading. I just go dead quiet for the rest of stream. 3 hours later, yeah. Bopham not being here feels wrong. Like they were such an MVP. We'll add them, don't worry. We'll add Bopham and Luigi. But yeah, really, Newbird really did fly in right at the end. Gets to be part of the big final lineup when just was there for like an episode. Simple shading. Simple shading. But being lazy is why we like you. Why does everyone like Project Hail Mary so much, chat? What's the deal with Project Hail Mary? Why do people care? Is it just because it's got Ryan Gosling? And he's handsome? Hi, Pippin. Love the little green bow on your PNG's horn. Thank you. I think it's fun too. Because Rocky was awesome. Is that it? We just like little guys? It's probably the fur on her, but now I'm imagining Eri and Inosuke would be best friends. They do have similar energies, which actually means I think they would clash hard. It'd be like, what, you think you're better than me? What, you think you're better than me? How about we race and find out? Agreed, but I'm a known green liker. Green's pretty alright. If I were to rank the colors, purple's #1, of course. It's just the prettiest. Blue is versatile. So I can fuck with blue. Green is nice, easy to look at. Red is really striking. I really like, I like red. Red's the dramatic color. I'm in a yellow phase right now. So I'm getting around to liking yellow. And then fuck orange. All the other colors don't matter. They don't count. Who cares about cyan? Just take what I said about blue and green and fuse them together. That's my thoughts on cyan. This is such a pretty skin tone. Oh, that isn't colored in all the way. I'll have to make sure I go back and do that. I don't want to lose my shading color. God, Red, you're so dramatic. Can't rhyme anything with orange as a kid. Now you hate it. It rhymes with door hinge. I remember saying that to my grandma once, and she's like, "No, it's orange." And I'm like, "No one fucking says it like that, Grandma." I obviously didn't say it like that. I was like, "Don't be such a little smartass, Grandma." You should celebrate us being creative and interesting. Goddamn. Okay, I can't even see the shading on black. Don't shade the black part. It's worthless and useless. Don't waste your own time, self. Cool. Great. We're doing a great job with this. With our simple shading, we're doing it. Twiins doesn't like orange. Hashtag just unsubscribe. I like... I like nice oranges. There's one shade of orange that's cool. It's basically just yellow orange. Here. Those are nice oranges. And that's basically it. That's And while we're here, let me... There we go. Back to the shading. Nice and simple. Is Dugong the only one I drew, like, ears on? Yes. Fascinating. That's too wide. That's I'm like, that thing is not casting a shadow that big. As the only one with pulled back hair, it was gonna happen one way or another, yeah. Remember someone saying brown's not a real color? It's just a shade of orange? It's probably me. It is a color. It is a real color. Unlike, you know, like black and white, which are not colors. But yeah, brown, it is just... It's not even just a shade of orange. Brown is just what happens when you mix a cool color and a warm color. And so yeah, there you go, that's what brown is. So technically, if you think about it, brown is actually all the colors. Which is true. You mix all the colors, everyone knows. You mix every color on the color palette, you get brown. Because that's just what it is. I got the idea behind icy type, was for it to be a glass cannon kind of type. Oh, I don't know why I added a Y in my head to ice. But the sheer amount of weaknesses far outweighs the advantages it has. Yeah. It really does. I mean, I think it goes to, it says something, the fact that everyone knows that the strongest ice types are, like, the ones that are part water, you know? Like, at least in Kanto specifically. So yeah, it's just a cute idea, but, failed execution. Even just having a bunch of weaknesses wouldn't even necessarily be a death knell. It's the fact that just also, like, the stats are also included, and it's like, okay, so they've got a bunch of weaknesses, but on the other hand, they also have such shitty defense that you can just hit them with whatever and they'll die anyway. Like, like, being a glass cannon is useless unless you go first. Most of them aren't even that fast anyway. Like, not icy. Icy, yeah, yeah. Is that in paint colors or light colors? Paint colors, actually. If you mix all the colors in light, you get white. That's how you get white light. You just gotta have all the colors. Pretty neat, huh? Simple shading. We're being simple here. Simple shading. We're not spending 3 hours shading in a picture today. I have to keep reminding myself. Defensive ice types are back, though, with Aurora Veil and double defense and snow. Exactly, you're so right. Yeah, so it's not like Pokemon has, like, the Game Freak has forgotten. they've been trying. They've been trying to make ice types actually viable. So, you know, I mean, it's gotta be tough work being, like, working for Pokemon, cause, like, that's a lot of stuff to, like, kind of keep track of, to balance. So I respect them. I respect them for putting in the effort. I don't know. I think it's easy to have a cynical mindset when it comes to video games at large. Oh, it's just how does company make as much money as possible? How do we maximize profits? And yeah, obviously, companies have to consider that. Because without profits, they go under, and we no longer get any fun, cool video games to play. Profits are not, you know, a secret villain thing. It's how you are able to afford continue to make stuff, you know? But I feel like it's pretty easy to sit here and recognize that a bunch of people still do care about the games they're working on. That a bunch of people spending a bunch of time coding and modeling and designing and scripting and all that. I mean, I don't know. People make games, just like how people make art, and I feel like it's. Oh, I don't want us to fall into a trap of just seeing the negative of stuff. Cause, you know, real people still have to work on these games. All games, not just Pokemon. Any game, not just nice cute little indie games where they, you know, send you like monthly updates or whatever. people make video games. And I feel like even the ones who aren't necessarily behind the computer coding, people still make the video games. Even the higher-ups who have to worry about profits are still people. I don't know, maybe I'm just tired of seeing so much cynicism. that for no good reason, too. I think that's the big thing. It's like, oh, video game company bad because companies are bad. Like, yeah, listen, I don't like capitalism either. But I don't know, I'm just tired of kind of just assuming the worst and seeing people assume the worst and people echoing those assumptions. Because if I think it'd be fun to work for Game Freak. I would love to work for Pokemon. And if I worked for Pokemon, and then I went online and I just see people, oh, game company evil. I'm not evil. And I bet a bunch of other people who actually do work at Game Freak think that too. They put a lot of effort into what they do, just like how you and I do, at whatever stupid jobs we have. I don't know. Just getting to the point in the stream where I'm all artsy-fartsy about it. Simple shading. Simple shading. Damn, the start of that session was such a mess. Sometimes you have ideas for games blind. Sometimes you have ideas for games, but you want, blind you to what you're doing. Then players figure out what you did and how it's broken even before you release it. Wow. Wow, One Taker, that was a difficult one for me to get through. I have to assume you were excited. Twiins game dev arc soon. I'm not evil, but fallen angel with horns. We're almost done. Almost done with the shading. Woohoo, wahey! Okay, we're doing simple shading, but there's a fun way to do capes like this that we're gonna do. So you shade in the entire cape, then you select all that shading, you take your brush, you make it really soft, make it at a super low density, make it fucking big, maybe a higher density than that, and then you erase near the bottom. No, whoops. This works for big ass hair too. What this does, it lets you have all that shading without it being just a big fat blob of one shadow color. Wow. And then wow, look at them! Wow. Total kiddos. Cootie pies. Let's add some shine to their hair. And then a background. And then we'll do up a cute little doodle of at least bop them. Because I did have an idea. I was like, because I had an idea of how to do a Doug Trio. I want that to be way more yellow. Yeah. For a second, I thought I saw him blinking. Like, out of the corner of my eye. Like, not on my screen down here, but on my PC computer screen. We won't worry about that. Cool. Alright, and then... I don't even know if it would be visible. It might be. Let's try. Not too bad! I think adding shine to, like, the hair and stuff is my favorite part of art. For something I'm not even all that good at. It's just the thing that, it's like, and then that, your art's done. You did it. All finished, you know? Yeah, sure. These can be a little reflective as well. Hell yeah. And actually I want the shine on her yeah. God damn, she's shiny. She's just a shiny gal. There we go. All right. I think for my next magical girl Pokemon adventure, I wanna get better at making them actually look like magical girls. I feel like I tend to fall into the trap of just drawing like human versions of the Pokemon and not really like magical girls. And I feel like that happened basically immediately. I drew my starter, my Ralts, as like a magical girl, and then almost instantaneously stopped. So, yeah, for the next one, I want to get better at that. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I'm not working on anything right now, so please do not hold thy breath. Shiny, but not shiny. The very cool part of the art stream where Twiins gets all quiet. On your way to defeat Gibby of Hylix! Good luck with that. I feel like I remember it was kind of way hard. I want to play Hylix with you guys. That's on my docket. Wanna get Pokopia, wanna play Hylix. And I do want to keep doing the, Dark Gym Leader challenge thing that I was doing. I do want to keep doing that. So yeah, just got a lot of things I'm doing. Wish I could stream way more often. But, I've got bills to pay. Bleh. Alright, that's all of them. Cool, great, now let's add a background. So, my initial thought was, let's emulate the swirly fire pattern of Fire Red, but I think that would actually be kind of a nightmare to look at. There we go. A good couple of kids. Boo, responsibilities for real. I feel like I do want them to pop out from the background a little bit more. So I'm going to take their color layer. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to take the copy, put it below the initial color layer. This copied color layer, I am adding a border effect. I'm going to make the border black. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So now they just have some nice thick outlines. And there you go. Now they stand out really nicely against that background. And it didn't even take me 4,000 years to do. Wow. Yippee, woohoo! It also makes them look like stickers, which is fun. They look so cool, thank you! Now let's also really quick draw Bop 'em, at the very least. Stickers win. If you want this as a print or stickers poster win, here. Let's make a poll. Slash poll. You want merch of this? Yes. No. There you go. 2 minutes to answer that poll. If enough of you say yes, then I'll offer it. Probably a poster? With 6 of them. It's annoying. I can only make a bundle of up to 5. But yeah, let's really quickly do up a quick little doodle of also Bop 'em. This was my idea. Cause Bop 'em's interesting because it's a Doug trio, yeah? And so I think a lot of people's first instinct is, I want this to just be a little doodle. I want him to be a little bit chibier than this. Is to, like, give a Doug trio, like, hands or something to be the extra heads. Two. But I wanted to think outside the box. What'd you guys say? Oh, we're still going. One person has voted. Fun fact, there's no way for me to hide the votes. So you all just can always do your damnedest to make it even. Cool. Oh, nope, there's still just one person's voted. Okay. Clefable's my favorite? Hell yeah. The fuck, it's actually a link? Maybe don't click on that. Don't click on the mystery link one taker just put into the chat. Cool, one of you voted, and you voted yes, but with only one vote, that is not enough for me to justify making this an option on my merch. 4 votes. Were there? I saw 1 vote. I will accept you as a not liar, though. But yeah, let me grab a Doug trio. Alright. Yeah, it's like, how do you make 3 guys? And this was my thought. So you've got your duck trio up here, probably a bald fellow. The cute little eyes. What a guy. Very Krillin coated. In terms of, like, aesthetic. Instead of having, like, hand puppets or something, my thought was to create the shape of the Doug trio on his torso. To give him, like an apron. It's a little goofy looking, though, seeing it. Seeing it actually in action. I guess it's not bad. We can make it a little less, like, super overt. And, like, those are pockets. Maybe another pocket up here, I guess. Yeah, this was the plan, Stan. I don't know, you have like I like boots, probably give him some kind of goofy looking tall sock or boot. Make that look like the dirt. For the nose, give him a cute little bow. Baby carrier looking like for 3 babies. So got tornado warning. Uh-oh. Stay safe. Everyone send your good luck vibes towards your local Dendro Churl. I don't know about the shirt. It's just weird, like their trio was such a powerhouse, you know? Like, with magnitude and everything. Basically clicked magnitude every time I could. And this is just such a not powerhouse looking guy. So yeah, that was the idea. Wowie wow welkers. Damn it. It's a Doug trio. So yeah, anyway, back to the finished picture. Here, I'll still save this. I'll save this as I got fire red too. So yay! Yippee, thanks for being here. Hope you had fun. I know I did. Who's your favorite and why is it Guinevere? I'm probably the only person on the planet that hears Doug Trio and thinks of Trico. Yes! I don't see that connection personally. But yeah, oh, we had fun. I certainly did. I'll be posting this to probably Blue Sky and Instagram. if I could figure out how formatting works on Instagram. Area Dugong, they are just a vibe. Pretty dang happy with the whole team, gotta be honest. This is what Fire Red's all about. And I'm really happy with the composition. I think this is way more fun than just having them line up, you know? So yeah, hope you enjoyed. And, oh, you know, is anyone streaming? I feel like everyone and their dog was streaming earlier. Do I want to raid anybody? Illustrious me. Yeah, you know, we'll keep the art party going. We're gonna raid into someone we've raided before. That's how we, art works. Hyori. I think it's a Vietnamese word, so, a bit hard for me to pronounce, but, like I said, we've raided them before. Really cool art. They're drawing Saria right now, so if you're excited for Zelda, hang out and, watch him draw, cause he's really dang good, and if you don't care, then you can leave. And goodbye. Stay safe, make smart choices, drink your water, eat your vegetables. So yeah, raid will begin in 10 seconds, so if you want to stick around, you can. If you're still working on your own art, just need something to fill the dead air. But yeah, thanks a lot for being here. Okay, bye. Be good, be smart. Goodbye.